you're cutting and breaking, you're going to want safety glasses or a face shield, and you can use cut-resistant gloves to help reduce cuts on your hands. When you're grinding, you need to protect your eye holes either with a face shield or safety glasses. Face shield's my favorite because it protects your entire face. You can use cut-resistant gloves or finger sweaters. Either one is going to help protect your fingertips. When you're pushing your glass into your grinder bit, that's when you get cut because the edges are friggin' sharp. As you can see, these are very well worn, very well used. These little finger sweaters are newer. I've used quite a few pair of these over time. Nitrile gloves can help just protect your skin because there's so much water and so much glass dust that gets on your hands that it gets kind of drying. Speaking of glass dust, you always want to make sure that your sponge is consistently wet. Your glass needs to be wet the whole entire time so you don't have dust flying up all over the place in the air, so you're not breathing it in. If you feel nervous about glass dust, always make sure that sponge is wet, but you can also wear your mask like you wear for soldering to help protect you too. Keep a separate jacket that you only wear in the studio and nowhere else, because you will get little chippies that will fly out onto your sleeve, and you don't want to be tracking that in the house with you. Either way, just so I'm not tracking it all over the studio, I have a little brush too, like that. When you're foiling, don't run with scissors. When you're working with lead solder, you always want to be careful with it. Make sure that you're not getting it on your hands and then getting it in your eye holes, your ear holes, your nose holes, your mouth hole, or anybody else's holes. However, flux is the much bigger problem when you're soldering. There is no safe flux, and it can cause a host of health issues, especially long term. So you want to make sure that you're wearing your mask. You have at least safety glasses on. I'm a big fan of the face shield because every once in a while you get a little bit too much flux on and it spatters all up at you. So that'll protect your whole face. You can use little clampy dudes because whatever you're soldering gets freaking hot. Or you could use UV gloves or little silicone pot holders, something like that. Make sure you always have nitrile gloves on to protect your hands from the flux as well. And make sure that you're always soldering in front of an open window with a fan blowing out and away from you. In stained glass, patinas are a set of chemicals that are utilized to change the silver color of your solder to either copper or black after you've finished your piece. Always make sure you've washed your pieces thoroughly when you're done and then waxed them so that there's not any more patina residue left on your piece. Want to make sure you're wearing gloves. It can burn your skin, as well as your full-on eye protection and your respirator. Please note that according to 3M, there are no NIOSH approved respirator cartridges for Black Patina due to the nitric acid in it. So bear that in mind. Full-on fresh air is your only real option for that. We don't have parts per million air measurers in our studios to be able to see how much we have, so there's that. Outside is certainly going to be a better bet than inside, but regardless, if you're going to do patina inside, make sure that you've got a window that's open with a fan blowing out and away from you, and make sure you're not contaminating any of your other surfaces with what you're using. Stay safe so you can keep doing stained glass forever and ever. Subscribe for more. Peace, love, and stained glass.